Budweiser got my money, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
So, well, I'm a big fan of nostalgia,
Of
because
course.
they were better times. And it's the 150th anniversary of Budweiser this year.
Okay. Sweet.
So they're releasing the decade cans, like cans from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So I went to Kroger and I got myself the 80s can. Look at that. It says Budweiser. Doesn't it look cute?
I mean, that's kind of the can that I remember.
Thank you for downloading our recent episode. For more episodes like this, go to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com for more episodes. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Movie Guys Podcast. And tonight we're talking about Die My Love. I am so sorry for you having to hear this. And we are joined back with Eric. How the hell are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
Yeah?
Always just very tired.
You know you're doing a
sleep
show.
schedule? No, I don't have a schedule. You guys both know. You guys have children. It's new. All of it's new. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't know that you have one, Jordan. Chad, how many kids do you have?
I have two.
All right. Well, I'm there. I'm now in the club. And is it? I mean, does it get better? You tell me.
No.
All right. Well, there it is. Good night, everybody.
You go first. I'm gonna go take a bath with the toaster.
With the bath at the toaster. Chad,
One of my favorite bath time toys.
what did you tell me the other day that was just hilarious about, what do you call sleep? It was hilarious.
Oh, death tryouts. you try out for you have death tryouts at night. You wake up the next morning, you find out you didn't make the team. Dang it. I exist in the darkness of the dark humor. It's fine.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, listen, it's been new. Trying to, I guess, catch a wink where I can, and when I'm not, I'm watching. I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched a movie start to finish. It's segmented now, so maybe that's why I like TV shows, just because I can only get a half an hour in at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You can only get a half hour at a time at this movie. Well, what a movie to come back on, Eric. Welcome back to the show.
What the hell, man? Of all the movies, this is the one? Okay.
Buddy.
It's kind of thematically appropriate, honestly, if you think about it.
You're very right.
Yeah. So it's
you
actually
on your wife like while you're watching this movie, like, babe.
There was a part of me where I was just like, oh no, I don't know if I should show her this one.
it's kind of perfect.
Like, what are you watching? It's nothing. Don't watch it.
Don't disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
This is our second movie about postpartum depression within a year, right, Jordan?
What was the first?
Night Bitch.
Oh, that's right. Night Bitch is about postpartum depression. Yeah. You know what? And I hated that movie. That movie also had my boy Scoot in there. Old Scooter.
Old Scoot.
But that movie sucked. That movie's better than this one. Not to show my hand early. I don't know if I hate this movie, though. I don't know why I said that.
Well, fair enough. This movie and that movie are two movies that we are not the target audience. I think we can admit that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. And I do feel like both movies, though they're tackling the issue in different ways.
I agree. Chad, have you ever seen a trailer? Did you know what you were getting yourself into when you press play?
I had absolutely, positively no clue. And it's actually probably better, because if I watch the trailer, then I'm going to develop all kind of preconceived notions, and I don't want to be there. I want to watch it with fresh eyes there's been a couple where I'm like, oh yeah, now that I see this scene in the movie, I kind of remember the trailer. But this one, I was like, oh look, it's Jennifer Lawrence. Oh look, it's Twilight guy / Batman. It's fantastic. Let's go.
I hope you watched it alone, because in the first 3 minutes it was an interesting kind of movie, I would say, right?
We sat down to watch it as a family.
Oh, good choice.
Hey kids, you guys want to watch? You want to watch one of the sequels to the Mockingjay movies?
Huh?
This is what happened after.
Yeah.
Well, another year of Movie Guys podcast, another time where Jordan did it again. This is definitely a Jordan special, where I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Pick your poison, I am on it, and I'm just watching trailers, trying to figure out movies to watch for the schedule. And this Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson movie trailer came on, and I was like, oh, these are two very good actors, young actors that are very, very talented. These two definitely will make something good. Oh, it had a 6-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Festival. Oh, it has a 71%. Oh, well, this could be something that we could really like. So, yet again,
Woof.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's your fault,
The council has spoken. We are taking away your decision-making rights.
Yeah, man, you're on like strike 300 right now.
Yeah, I mean, Eric has tried for 11 years. It hasn't worked. It ain't going to happen now. I don't think Eric wants to do the schedule.
I mean, you're doing good. You got some gems in there.
You got to. Look, I don't know how
I'm not going to say that I'm batting 1,000 either here.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how I feel about this movie. I'm actually kind of excited to talk to you guys about it, see what you guys think, because I am indifferent on this one. I don't know which way of the popcorn scale I'm going to go here. And I think that this episode is really going to help me with that, because I watched this movie 1.5 times. What about you guys?
Okay.
No, I just watched it the bare minimum. 1.
Okay.
Yeah, barely got through it the first time. It was a chore. I'm sure you had said that it was kind of the same for you, Jordan.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you're the same way there, Chad, where it was just kind of like, whew, I'm looking at the clock as I'm watching the movie. Like, what's the runtime on this? Okay, let's
almost 2
speed
hours.
it up here. Let's skip 30 seconds here. Let's try to.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, it was definitely a chore. Within the first 30 minutes, I turned it off, because I'm just like, I don't know what's happening, what's real, what's not. Is any of this real? Who am I? Do I exist? That kind of thing. And then I came in today with a clearer mind, and I watched the whole thing all the way through from where I left off, and I was like, that's interesting. So then I went back and I skipped scenes. Just trying to be like, okay, what did I miss here? Am I picking up something here? So that's what I mean by 1.5 times. Yeah, I just kind of like just kind of was like, what? Because there's a lot of things I don't understand. So Robert Pattinson, or as I like to call him, R-Pass, best friend, he is not married. I thought they were, but him and Jennifer Lawrence move into his uncle's old farmhouse. Now, the plot summary that I read online says that she's already pregnant. She ain't pregnant in the beginning of this movie, right? I mean, she gets pregnant.
Who cares?
Well, no, there's a point, because it's like they say she's already pregnant, but that didn't make sense, because the things they were doing would definitely get somebody pregnant. And then all of a sudden it just cuts after their sex scene. It just, boom, cuts, and she has a kid. That's what, 6 months old?
Well, I don't know why you can't accept that she was pregnant in this opening scene. I would just say, sure, go ahead. She's herself. She's, I don't know. They're loving each other. They're doing it on the floor. They're a young couple, man. They're kind of just in it, right? And yeah, I didn't know that they weren't married yet. And then we find out later throughout the movie that there is actually a wedding later on, and so this was I don't know if it was a shotgun wedding or they just did it to stay for the kid. Who knows? Apparently, this is based off of a novel. Did you get that far?
Yeah, yeah. So it was a 2012 novel. Look, I'm not trying to harp on the beginning, her pregnant, not. I'm just trying to say for where the movie goes and where it ends up, I think that's kind of important a little bit. Just because it's like if she was already pregnant, then they've already been planning this house, they've been planning this trip, and throughout 90% of the movie, this house is falling apart, and you would just think that, okay, if there's one on the way, that they would have a little bit more of a can-do attitude. Because these two seem like they hate each other after the first 5 minutes of the movie, all the way through. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. I mean, like the other postpartum movie that we watched, it just seemed like what they signed up for versus what they're living is a different reality, and they're having to adjust to that, and albeit not very well, this is the reality of the situation where I think that they're just dealing with it in different ways. Now, I read some theories online that possibly he is not just having an affair, but might be having a homosexual affair with his friend Gary. I think is his name. Greg, excuse me. Yeah, something with a G. With his friend Greg. There's a lot of pieces to connect on that. I don't know if the book goes into it a bit more, but that's something as well too. Apparently she makes a comment about it. I think she calls him the slur. And
she does.
He alludes
in the
to like
car.
the condom. Yeah, he alludes to that the condoms that she finds in the car to be his. The truck that he gets at the end is because of Greg. He's taking care of us now. So there's a lot of things there. But at the same part, and you had said this too, Jordan, is that you are uncertain about in this movie what is reality versus a hallucination.
I feel majority of this is hallucination. Chad, what do you feel?
I think that's probably the point, is to create discussion on what's real, what's not real. The whole time I'm expecting what's going to be the twist? Is the child even real? Was the child born? But then that kind of takes you out of the whole, well, this is supposed to be about postpartum, post-pregnancy. So, okay, the baby's still born, but maybe the baby didn't make it, or maybe the baby isn't around anymore. Like maybe the baby got taken away. Like, and I think the movie missed the mark. Like it's almost jarring in the wrong direction. Like, be jarring with twists and turns, and make your viewer question what's happening, but not to the point where you're like, wait, did I miss a part of the movie here because I'm not as plugged in, or is this how I'm supposed to feel?
I was kind of feeling that way, that this is intentional. This is what they wanted you to see, that I'm confused, I'm uncomfortable, I really don't know what's going on, and say, oh, well, I guess that's kind of what we're supposed to, I don't know, as far as feeling the same as the main character, as Grace is, that she's feeling that same way. She doesn't know what's real. She doesn't know what's going on. She's unable to have this normal life because everything's very confusing, and so it's conveyed, I guess, vicariously through that. And I appreciate that, like, message received, but just like you said, it was maybe too much at times.
Well, I don't think these two like each other at all, because we see in the beginning, they're a young couple, they're kids, they're having a good time. She gives birth, and then he's just like this, I'm not going to say he's a drunkard, right? But then Robert Pattinson's just wearing clothes too big for him, wearing this long, ridiculous robe, and is drinking Budweiser all the time and just not doing anything. And she seems more annoyed because they moved into this dilapidated farmhouse and he's just not doing nothing. That's what I think kind of kicked it off for her, right? Was just, I think he's kind of like the villain in a way. He seems like a bad dad and a bad husband to me.
yeah, I don't think there's any wrong way to think about this movie. I think this is, just like Chad said, something that's opening the discussion and
Okay.
giving you those different parts to think and talk about. So, yeah, that is definitely something you can go down and say that he is the villain.
So I think it's going to be difficult to talk about this movie in order, right? Like, it's just such a weird movie. So I guess talk about this movie through questions that I may have, or you guys. For one, we get this random motorcycle guy, like this dirt bike guy, that's driving by their house constantly, and she ends up having an affair with this guy, but then she sees him with his family in the parking lot. Is that guy real? I know interpretation, but what's going on there? That's a big big confusion part for me.
I kind of wonder if in her whatever state she's in, if she saw him as like just this mythical release from her situation and her pain that she's feeling and whatever the other feelings that she's feeling post childbirth and having this kid. And then to see her bonus friend, we'll call him, having a life outside of her fantasy land that they live in. I think that may be what drove her to approach them in public and say something, because why else would you want to do that?
If he's even real.
If you think this person is yours, like, he didn't look confused.
No, he looked like, don't you say anything.
Car.
Yeah, he looked scared that she was going to say, hey, I'm hanging out with your husband.
I agree. I think it was a fantasy that maybe the guy on the motorcycle was real, like just the neighbor, and she saw this person or just faceless person, and then everything else was her fantasy. And I don't know if that was just like the longing of something different or some sort of excitement that she wasn't getting at home. Yeah, I think that might have just been what that was.
Do we think that Robert Pattinson becomes an absentee husband and father because he's working all the time? Or is that her interpretation that he's never there metaphorically? Like, what does he even do for a living? Because we also see he was on the phone, she was asking him questions, he seemed a little distant, and then in her vision, in her head, he was making out with the waitress. So, like, is he really that bad of a guy? Or is this her, I don't know, thinking that he is? Because he's a jerk throughout this whole movie. He's not fun.
That's a good question. And I think that maybe we're getting the one side of it, and that's probably intentional. And you're right. Like, is he not doing enough? Is he actually a jerk and doing all these things, like avoiding it, where he might be working long hours intentionally so he doesn't have to go home and deal with what's at home, and is living a selfish life because he wants to go do something else? Or is he having an affair with the waitress that probably is just some imagination that she's having? And again, I saw online again how he's the piecing together that he's possibly having an affair with someone else, with Greg, or whatever that may be. But all of those theories still lead to him being absent, or him not being there, or not doing maybe what he needs to do in her mind. But this could be one of those where he doesn't know what to do, or maybe he had tried and just did the wrong thing, or maybe her issues are too far gone to where it wouldn't matter, that no matter what he does, for good or for bad, it's still going to be, in her mind, put as a villain. That's kind of what this movie does. Is it lets you think all these different possibilities that are all going to be true, and none will be true at the same time.
I have a college thesis I'm going to go right now with. Is that okay? Can I give you guys my end of the college semester midterm book report here?
Sure.
Okay, check this out.
Here you go. Why David Lynch is the best. Go ahead.
What if he's not a bad dad? What if he is not a bad husband? What if she has her issues with the postpartum and he was always there? And when he actually was working late, quote unquote, is because he was working on the house. My evidence of this is that the opening shot of the movie is a very long, stationary shot, and the house is falling apart. The wallpaper, the floors, everything's a mess, even down to the appliances, right? But if you guys noticed at all, I don't know if you did or not, but as the movie slowly progresses all the way till she comes out of the hospital, every room gets kind of like remodeled, right? So where it looks more modern. We don't know how long she was in the hospital for, but let's say she was in there for a month. The amount of work that was done to that house when she came home would have taken way longer than a month. So
Sure.
so my book report is that he was there kicking butt, doing everything that he could. She had her issues, and him working late he was working on the house. Huh? Do I get an A?
I thumbs up for you, Jordan. It does hurt a little bit that you are Team Scoot in a lot of the other movies that we've done. Chad, if you don't know, there's a actor named Scoot McNair who has just done a great job of playing this stupid man. Let's just say that. And
good old
for the
boy
most
Scoot.
part, the movies that we've watched with him in it, Jordan, goes, now hear me out. What if Scoot actually is a good guy? Just like, no, it just
Hold on.
someone's gotta defend the white man, and there's Jordan doing what he does best.
Jordan's the equivalent of that. I don't know. Maybe I need to see the rest of the body cam footage.
Hold on, let's hear the whole story here.
I want to hear both sides.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And cancel.
That's a good observation though, Jordan. That there are things that are going on in the world around Grace that maybe she's not noticing, or maybe she's not, I don't want to say appreciating, but because there's family there as well too, and she's also obviously very dismissive. There is a community around her that, for all parts that we see, are friendly. They're trying to be helpful. They're trying to do your hi hellos. They're trying to be just warm. And she is just shut off and says, "No, I don't care. I don't want a bit of it." And that's not their fault, right? And I understand again from your point there that Jackson, Robert Pattinson's character, can only do so much in a day, but we're seeing her story. We're not seeing his.
Right. Well, maybe my book report's wrong. Maybe it is correct. I don't know. But you are right that everybody seems to support her, and it's all his family, because we know that her parents died when she was young, right? So she has nobody. She has no family. So his family is now her family. And right. I'm kind of interested to see behind the scenes of what was their conversation like in New York, because they moved from New York to wherever, to his uncle's farmhouse. Like, the way she is in this movie, and the way he is too, don't really seem like country bumpkins, They seem like they don't know what they're doing. They both don't know what they're doing.
Who does at that age when you're just starting out?
Well, the funny thing is, I mean, we don't know how old they are. They're in their 30s, right? Our past has to be in his 40s.
You can piece it together that maybe they were the young couple. They found out they were pregnant, and so they thought, okay, well, we need to have some sort of family picture, I guess. Live some sort of life American Gothic there, and they have a house in the family that became available, and I think it's Montana. Is that where I'm reading this right?
Yeah.
That the house is in. Yeah, and so they just, loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly, and moved, closer to the family, and for a promise of a better life.
Personally, I would like to live in this property. This property looks great to me. I mean, it would be a great little project. I would have had a great time. Personally. But anyway.
Well, yeah, of course. You'd work on that house. You'd write a letter every day to the person you love, right? Even though she's trying to get married to someone else. And she wouldn't get those letters.
She won't get those letters until years later after I come back from war, and it's not over, and it still isn't over. You know what, Eric? And I ask myself every time when I do a show with you and Chad, what do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
What do you want?
Chad, you get the reference?
Notebook.
Oh, my God. I'm proud of you.
It's Jordan's favorite movie of all time.
No, his favorite movie is Titanic, and we will continue to harass him for that.
You can harass me all you want. I just know what good films are. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for being right.
Listen, you can have an opinion even if it's wrong. Right?
I understand. So, okay. So, a lot of crazy things happen. He's not paying attention to her, and I must have looked at my phone or something, because they're talking in one scene, and then she has the baby in her hand, and then she walks away, and then she runs through the sliding glass window door.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what happened? Right? And like, one of my irritating parts of the movie, and maybe it's on purpose, is every time she does something hurtful to herself, everybody's kind of just like foo-foos it. Like she just ran through a glass door and she's fine. You know what I mean? Like nobody seems to care. Right?
I think they're trying to ignore the elephant in the room, right? They want maybe not to bring too much attention to it. I like how, though, the older generation, like Sissy Spacek's character, and even Nick Nolte's character, who have contrasting beliefs, they have this old school thought, like, oh, she's just going through it. I wasn't feeling in the same after Jackson was born. You have this weird feeling for 6 months, but it'll get back, right? Everyone feels a little off, and that's her dismissing it as, oh, don't worry, it's just a little bit of crazy, you'll get back to normal. But I think she goes on to expose how that behavior is so wild when she says something like, when the baby, she says, you gotta let the baby cry. You just, let it go. Don't even kind of tend to it. And then you have Nick Nolte later on saying, don't let the baby cry. Go get the kid and kind of soothe it type of thing. I think that right there is two ideas where one person, Sissy Spacek, is saying that problem, just ignore it. It'll work itself out. Kind of, in
Wink,
referencing
wink,
maybe
nod,
her
nod.
postpartum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he is saying, no, you shouldn't ignore it. This is a serious thing. You should pay attention to it, and you should work to fix it.
My God, Sissy Spacek, she has not aged since Carrie. Whew. No?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah, didn't recognize her without a bucket full of blood on her.
Right. And Nick Nolte, has this guy ever aged? He looks exactly the same. Did the movie tell us that Nick Nolte killed himself? The dad? Because the last time I saw him, and maybe I walked away. I don't know, Chad, you saw this, but the last time I saw him he was walking crazily in the woods, and Jennifer Lawrence finds him. She's pregnant, and they say weird things to each other, and then they dance, and then I don't see Nick Nolte ever again. Did I miss something?
I don't think so.
Is he dead?
No, I thought Harry died. Yeah, I thought he died.
Did they say that? Because I don't remember a funeral scene or anything.
she was wearing like all black and her mascara was running a little bit. She was staring out the window. I kind of inferred that
Okay, so I missed that scene.
she
Who
was
was
like further along and she had died.
Sissy Spacek
Yeah,
was doing that, or
and-
Jennifer
and-
Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence.
And Jackson was grieving a bit too. He was on his knees, kind of in the comfort of grace, and so we're just led to believe that Harry had passed away, had died.
Yeah. Well, you know who came and passed away very quickly, and not quickly enough, was that damn dog that our past brought. Oh my God. That dog was terrible. So he decides, hey, we have the kid, we have the house. I'm just going to rescue this dog that I'm not going to train ever. And the dog just doesn't shut up, constantly barking. I would go crazy if I was J-Law on this one, right? The dog knocks over things all the time. He's terrible.
Yeah,
It's a puppy.
yeah,
puppy.
an attempt to fix something and makes it worse.
Well, yes, Chad, you're right. It is a puppy, but like Robert Pattinson is like, I bought a dog and didn't even talk to her about it. I'm on Team J-Law on this one. Buys a dog, doesn't even talk to her about it, and then he doesn't do anything to help with the dog. You know, she has to be alone by herself, taking care of the kid and this dog.
Doesn't that kind of represent like any like people's attempt to help in a situation where somebody's going through a hardship? They do an act. They do an act. They do a service. They give you a thing that they think, oh, it's gonna make you feel better, but it's kind of empty and it doesn't work out.
Are we talking
Like,
about
the worst thing that the worst thing that I could possibly ever hear after like a tragedy, like let's say somebody's passed, because this has happened. Somebody passed tragically, and they're like, "Well, God just needed another angel." It's like, wait,
Oh my God.
do you realize? You realize how messed up that sounds? Like, I think this is kind of representative of that of people's actions where they think there's value to them, and yet, just like this dog, it's you're just creating more burden.
I would agree on that. A few years ago, Eric, you and I reviewed ScarJo and Marriage Story, and you really liked that movie a lot. If you remember that
Oh,
review.
well, I mean, it was an acting powerhouse. Yeah.
This scene when Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson are fighting over whose responsibility it is to take care of a dog seems like a very, very real couple that's holding on by a thread argument. You know, he's just like, I work all day, I come home and I pick after you, you know, and the baby and the dog. And she's just like, no, I do this with a dog. And they were just fighting. You know, she was saying how the dog peed in the kitchen and he needs to take care of it. Just both blaming each other for this dog. Felt like a very real couple argument, right? Like a younger couple argument, not taking responsibility.
Yeah, so that's why this dog could easily be a metaphor for a few different things, right?
Oh, I like that.
It could be a thing of like to show maybe his attempt to try to make things better in gesture, but all she hears it is just this annoying little dog constantly going back and back, blah, 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 blah. And so you're not helping. It's just this da 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 over and over again. It could be the ticking time bomb in the house for both of them that he's ignoring and she's trying to address, but he's just like, no, just it's not my problem. You gotta take it out. You gotta take it for a walk. That's part of you is what you gotta do. She's like, no, like you gotta do something of this too. So you could take that dog any sort of different ways. Eventually, I think her taking the dog out and shooting it really shows that she's kind of just gone over the edge completely at that point, and she's just stopped trying to care for other people or herself, except for the kid. Like, I agree with Chad that this entire movie I was on edge to think, like, is there something going to be happening with the kid? But I think that was the constant, is that no matter how bad things got with her, the kid was still always a focus, or in the priority in her focus.
Well, besides that scene when the dog gets hurt, though, right? Because Robert Pattinson's like, he like kidnaps her, right? He's like, get in the car, right? look, he does a lot of good acting in this because he's trying to get in the car. She won't get in the car. He grabs her and puts her in the car. She's like, "What about the baby?" And they leave the baby home and they go on this drive, right? And then they're not paying attention and he hits this black horse. I'm assuming that horse is a metaphor for something. I don't know what. But this is where the dog gets injured, though. And she finds the condoms. Yeah. And then she says, "Hey, look, the dog's in pain." Later that night at home, you need to shoot the dog because she steals her mother-in-law's rifle, and he won't. Well, he doesn't say he won't. He's just sleeping. He's like, "I'm not going to kill the dog. I'll take him to the vet." That seems like a very rational thing to say. Hey, the dog got injured. You got to kill it. I'll take it to the vet tomorrow. Right? You don't want to kill the dog just right. She takes the dog out and just murders it. And I think she felt very vindicated after that. She seemed like she did. Some other stuff to talk.
I mean, the barking stopped.
Some other things to talk about was this wedding. Oh, go ahead, Chad.
I was just gonna say, I think it's maybe a sign of her taking control of the madness.
Oh,
it's a sign of power. It's a sign of I still have a hand on the steering wheel. Because that was one of the few moments where I thought she might have actually been in her right mind. It seems drastic because you're viewing this action in the lens of everything else that she's done leading up to this point. But this is the one thing, like they very clearly show the dog is not moving. It's whining. It's not really barking now. It's whining. It's in pain.
Yeah.
It's suffering. And she sees it. I think she kind of takes pity on it and says, "I'm going to walk on foot all the way to my mother-in-law's house, get her gun, or my former father-in-law's gun, walk all the way back, carry it out into this field, and shoot it. Put it out of its misery. End the suffering."
You know, which is really interesting, too, that you said that because Robert Pattinson said, "What? No, I'm not going to," because he was sleeping. "I'm not going to kill the dog. Take it to the vet tomorrow." But then the next shot after she kills the dog, he's not grieving. He has the dead dog laying on the ground, and he's just digging a grave. Like, there's no, like... And then they don't bring it up again after this. You know?
Yeah, he's burying his problem.
Oh, that's a good one, right? Because if that was me, I would look at her and be like, "Look what you did to my dog. Look what you're doing." You know? I would have been flipping out. Right? Like,
Could also go to his character where, again, she addresses the problem, "Do something with the dog," and he's just like, no, I'll let somebody else deal with it. I'll take it to the vet tomorrow. And then we find, like, later on, when maybe she's possibly asking, for him for help or a little bit more, and he takes her to a psych ward.
Yes. So leading up to that, this wedding, so they're crawling around the grass, and she asked him to get married. Was it her? And he said, "Yeah, let's do it," or whatever. So then it's like, oh my God, they're not married? I guess I never thought of that. People getting married after a kid? What are we living? It's crazy time.
I thought that was a time jump.
I thought it was a time jump too.
Back and forth.
Yeah, you're right, because I thought that was them dating, right? And then they said, "Yeah, let's get married," until they go to the wedding. I'm just like, oh, I thought it was a time jump. Yeah, you're right, Chad.
Yeah.
But, like, she's trying to get up all over on Robert Pattinson. He has nothing to do with her. She gets upset. She gets drunk. She goes upstairs, and she calls for ice for champagne, and then allegedly, meaning, I don't think it's real at all, she has the front desk guy come into the room and sing her songs, and she's dancing like a hippie kind of thing. And then she hits her head on the wall. All this is bat nuts crazy. This whole thing is crazy at this point, right? Like, none of this is real.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think the wedding's real. None of this is real.
You're right. It was. I also saw it to the point I had to go back and check this because when she gets out of the psych ward, he has a new truck, right?
Right. New house too.
And yeah, that. Do you think that's real? Because someone had pointed out at the end of the movie that the truck was gone and that old Toyota was back.
No, that's what I was trying to say in the beginning of this. Whereas, I think what we see at the end, kinda at the end, is real, right? Like, I think he was working really hard to get this house up and running, and she had her issues with it. I think he put her in the psych ward after she killed the dog, if that even really happened. Because hold on, I'm wrong. I think she kills. Okay, so what I think is that she kills the dog, and I think she takes the baby and she walks all night, right, with the baby in the stroller, and then he finally sees her because he just seems completely relieved that he finds her, and that's why I think he right. So I think this whole wedding is just in her head. And what did they release her as? Just like. What did they release celebrities as? Is just dehydration? What did they say that she was? She had loneliness or whatever. It was like a bull crap diagnosis. It was like stupid.
I didn't catch it.
That they diagnosed her with.
I'm trying to see. She has abandonment issues.
Abandonment issues.
Death. Yeah. I was wondering. She's got a case of the melancholy. You know, the woman stuff.
Oh, yeah. Old-timey.
Yeah.
She comes home, and the house is brand new, kind of. He's done all this work. The bathroom that she tore up and a few scenes prior has all been redone, right? And everybody's giving her compliments. Oh, you look so beautiful. You look great, you know. And she just finally hits her wall. She snaps and starts to set stuff on fire. Out in the woods. Just set on fire.
Okay.
She burns the book. Okay, so she's not a novelist, is she? Like, that's not her career, right? Because they had many fights about this. She doesn't really have her career. But she was writing a book. That's what they were saying.
Yes. Said that she's a writer.
Okay. So this says she's a writer. That's her career. Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch that. But goes out to the woods.
It's a real career.
It is a real career. Stephen King made a career out of it. Good for him. You know. J.K. Rowling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Keep going. You know any more authors or just those two? Or
50 Shades of Grey author. What's her name?
Stephanie Meyer?
No, that's Twilight. Jeffrey Tall.
Same thing. Let's see, those authors, and let's see, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, the greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think those are all the authors that ever existed.
No. You forget about the guy who did Charlie Chocolate Factory.
Samuel Clemens, that's right.
God.
Right there.
That's right. There. Yeah, that's right.
Have you ever read the Bible?
Just the Old Testament.
Is that Lazy Days Sundays with Calvin and Hobbes? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, then I'm thinking
the new
about that.
The new Hobbes translation.
Oh, Hobbes and Shaw? I know that.
And we're back.
You like that? You like that? She sets the woods on fire. She burns her book. She walks into the flames naked. So I see that's the ending. So I was reading 50-50 on Reddit. Of course, there's a 50-50 on Reddit. 50% of what I've read is people were like, no, yeah, she actually killed herself. Like, this is real, right? And then the other 50% was like, no, she's cured. That's a rebirth. What do you guys feel?
Okay.
Do you guys feel that she actually committed suicide? Do you feel it's a rebirth? Or, my point of view, 98% of this movie's BS, and that didn't happen either. Where are you guys at with that?
Are the people of the interweb saying she's basically Daenerys Targaryen and she's being reborn and
yes,
she's the mother of dragons?
Yes.
Yes, cleansing through the flame.
Good reference.
I think she's just off her rocker.
So you think that this is real? You think that she set fire and she died?
Probably. But isn't that the point? You're not really meant to know.
Right.
It's like one of those written in second person Goosebumps books that I grew up with where it's like you can choose your own adventure.
Oh, those are
Because
great.
depending on what kind of thread you want to pull while watching and interpreting the movie, you could come to like 6 different outcomes.
Ugh, yeah, I hated those books just because I was so bad at them.
But what
I
do you
always died.
I always died, and then you'd see a page, and you're just like, "Wait, they went to a carnival? How do I get there?"
But Chad, what do you think
Backwards,
though?
reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Do you think that she died?
I mean, I think it's implied she's heading towards her destruction,
Ooh,
and her husband is not willing to follow her in. He's done all he can to this point because he obviously, I think, is still thinking of his child. So she's just heading towards oblivion, and he's not willing to follow her in anymore because if he continues to chase after her and try to help her, it's going to lead to his own oblivion. I think that's the point of the fire. It's surrounding her. It's just lighting up along the way, and it's going to close in behind. So, yeah.
well, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. Eric, what do you think? Did she die?
What?
I think she transforms herself into a dog and meets up with Amy Adams. They go for a nighttime prowl.
Gotcha.
And the two movies, Night Bitch and Die My Love, become one.
I believe that. Chad, thank you so much for not knowing that joke, and maybe you do. But that's deep in the movie guy's lore right there. If you know that, then you're a fan for life. Let's get into our popcorn ratings. Oh, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is a no bag, and I don't know if this is a small. That's what I'm kind of leading at, right? In order for this to be a small bag of popcorn, there had to be some level of entertainment for me. And you know what? There was, right? There were a few times where I put my head up from my phone, and I checked it out, and I was entertained. So I will say a small bag for me. This is not a 6-minute standing ovation. People are saying that Jennifer Lawrence should get an Oscar for this. I don't see that either. I feel this is a very...
What, dude? For the full frontal bush shot? Of course.
I mean,
That's the Emma Stone Award, right?
Yes. Well, she did that in that sex comedy a year ago, too, though.
Yeah, that's
She's
the new rules that we live in. You show Bush, you get an award.
Right.
Oh my god!
That's true. That's movie guy's rule number 4. It happens.
Show Bush.
Yeah. Movie guys podcast rule number 1, Chad. Number 1. Eric knows this, so I'll let him say it. Eric, what's movie guys podcast rule number 1?
No body, no death.
No body, no death. If you do not see a body, they're not dead. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
that's plain and simple there.
No. Yeah, small bag for me.
Don't even try to make up more rules right now.
No.
Where's the mom?
Where's the mom? Rule number 2. Small bag of popcorn for me. Chad, what is your popcorn rating for Die My Love? Terrible title.
For just the sake of me of it being a distraction and an otherwise like terrible time at work and other things that are going on. So in that realm, this was a welcome distraction. I had more questions than answers, and it was thought provoking because I'm constantly thinking of other struggles that I know women have been through during this time.
Sure.
Of postpartum, post childbearing. I really wanted to get to a medium, and I didn't get there. I liked the choppiness, but I think it was too much. I think that if you can create, and I'm sure someone's done it, and I'm just not thinking of it. If you can create a system in which the viewer can be jarred from whatever's happening in reality to whatever the sickness is inside the character's head at that given time, and then you clearly are snapped back, but it's just enough for you to question, I think that's the way to go, and I just don't think that really landed in this flick. So there's not enough for me to give it a medium, but there's not enough for me to say just kernels either. I thought it was thought-provoking, so small back.
Small bag. Eric, what is your popcorn rating for Die My Love?
I'm teetering on small to medium. When I first was watching it and first completed it, I was like, what the hell was that? Just kind of like, what did I just do with an hour 58 minute of my life there? You know, it's just like, what the heck's going on? But the more I got to thinking about it, the more I guess things kind of made sense to the part. And then here we are having this conversation about it, where a lot of things maybe had that we were shown had purpose, had some sort of meaning on the other part of it too. I think overall it was supposed to show the chaos and just the discomfort that one goes through this. Obviously, this is something that is not relatable to myself, probably not to you guys either, on to that emotional of a level or that deep of a level. But it's one that I'm sure many others would see and be like, oh yeah, I get this completely. You know, wanting to just go to the shopkeeper who's saying, oh, look at your baby. And you're just like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you. Just give me the money. I don't care. I want to leave. Or, going into a friend's house for a birthday party and just be, I don't care. I don't want to do this whole, these niceties, this small talk. Oh, how are you? And if somebody says, oh, you look well, again, I'm just going to snap and I don't care. So I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. But again, for me, it's just one of those where it's not, this movie's not for me. And I realized that maybe a quarter way through the movie, and I was able to watch the rest of it and think, okay, well, but still, it is, like Chad said, jarring to watch. There, a lot of it where it was, I don't know, just very confusing to the point where sometimes it gets lost a bit. I don't know if what I'm seeing is relevant. Is this going to be on the test, sir? I don't know. Is it just a throwaway scene? Is it something that's supposed to be meaningful later on down the road? Should I be paying attention to these details? Or is it just going to be a nonsense burger later on? So with that, I guess I want to say, I guess I'll say a small, like, I feel like there's more to it. And I feel like maybe if I were someone, I don't know, maybe like a mom going through this, that you'd be like, yeah, I appreciate this movie more, but I'm not. But from a filmmaking point, I appreciated this movie. I'm not going to say that it's bad, that it's dog crap. I think that it set out, it accomplished what it set out to do.
So then, both of you do not think that this movie, since we all three gave it a small, does this movie not deserve to be in the worst film of the year category then for Movie Guys Podcast Awards?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
No, and if you need me to put a medium on it just to get it out of the category, I will.
No, it won't.
Obviously,
I'm just curious what you guys thought on it. All right, so all three of us have given this one a small bag. Maybe it's one of these movies where I got to go back and watch. Remember, to end the show, another Jennifer Lawrence movie. Remember when you, Eric, and my brother and I, we reviewed Mother, and you and I just hated it? Well, I still go back and watch that movie from time to time, and every time I watch it, I like it more and more and more. So maybe this could be it. Maybe this could be another Mother movie, right?
Is it just because of the nude scenes?
I like Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's a great actress.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you thought that in certain scenes as well.
Oh
my goodness, look at how good of an actress she is.
Look at that. She's so brave. Oh, my God.
She's so brave.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening to
Curves
this.
on her career trajectory is aiming up.
I'd like to see more of her.
Oh, thank you so much for listening to this recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast, everybody. Check us out on movieguyspodcast.podbean.com or wherever you get your podcast from around those platforms. Eric, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Chad, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll be back next Thursday for another awesome episode. Have a good night. Okay, top 10 biggest fast food blunders of all time. I tell you what it is, you place it where you think it should be, and you keep track, and then at the end I'll tell you what the actual, like, according to, right?
All right.
So, tell me where the Big Catch meal from Long John Silver's goes. What do you think?
I have no idea even what that is.
The Big Catch? Okay, so I'll kind of do a little thing for you, okay? So I could do a little reading here for you. The Big Catch. Okay, it was voted in 2013 by news media as the worst restaurant meal in America. It was a 7.5 ounce piece of deep fried fish, hush puppies, onion rings as well. An average person, let's see here. It was only on the market for 2 years until they got rid of it. So this thing was, and if you want to see, like, just Google the Big Catch meal Long John Silver's. This thing is Fat City. Where do you think that should go?
So 1 is the worst of all time, and 10 is just 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 6.
You say 6 on that one?
Sure.
Okay. Here's a McDonald's one. You remember this one from our childhood. The Arch Deluxe. Where does that go? Do you remember the Arch Deluxe?
I do.
This cost them $500 million in marketing failure. Where does this go?
I'm gonna say like a 3.
That's a good guess, man. Okay, ready? This one's going to be hard because I don't ever go there. The 1/3 pound burger from A&W.
8.
This one I've never even seen. Frischetta? It's from Wendy's. It's like it was like a slider that you get at Arby's, but it was at Wendy's.
Wendy's sliders.
Came out of the mid 2000s. Yeah, Wendy's sliders
Number
came out of
4.
the mid 2000s. Number 4. You're not gonna get this one. Fish McBites, McDonald's. Yeah.
5.
Do you know what a fish McBite is?
No, but it sounds terrible.
It's fish sticks, but it's a ball.
Okay.
Number 5 for that one.
Yep.
This one's a little before our time. We were like 1 or 2 years old when this came out.
Okay.
But the McDonald's McDLT. Do you remember that one?
No.
So if you YouTube it in the future, it had a guy from Seinfeld on it. What's his face? But what it is, it was a styrofoam packaging, and on one side,
Oh yeah. Yep.
and you spush them together. There you go.
Yep.
Jason Alexander was the spokesperson for it.
I'm gonna say 2.
Halloween Whopper, Burger King. Do you know what that is?
No. Oh, that's where they colored it, right?
It was black. Yeah.
I've heard of that. Halloween Whopper. I think I saw a documentary that included that. I think the bun was black, I think, and it looked not appetizing. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna say 7.
Okay. This one, I can't believe it, but this one is Satisfries from Burger King. And what they did was Burger King turned their fries with 40% less fat and 30% less calories. So it was like you know, like, what's the point? And it only lasted 6 months. Where's that one go?
I feel like this whole thing is a sham. I think I should have heard about all of these and then ranked them.
You think so? I'm sorry.
Because
It's
now
fun this
I've
way,
got
though.
3 spots and I've got 1, 9, and 10. All right, I put them at number 9. These next 2 better be one better be epic and one better be not that crazy.
Last year at McDonald's. The Hula Burger. Where does that go? Do you know what a Hula Burger
That's
is?
the one with the onion ring on it, right?
Incorrect. That's a pineapple.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the story of the Hula Burger? This is a true story.
No, but you're going to tell me.
You want to hear it, though?
Yeah.
So the story of the Hula Burger is it was in the early 70s, right? And Ray Kroc, right, the guy who was owning McDonald's, had a little bit of a fight with a franchise in Cincinnati because this franchise in Cincinnati was like, hey, we got to sell fish because, you know, Lent and all that. Lent? Whatever. So the owner of McDonald's said, I don't like that. I'm going to go against you, and I'm going to do a Hula Burger, which is just a pineapple. And whoever sells the most that day is going to be permanently on the menu. Well, filet of fish is the permanently on the menu.
Yeah, no kidding.
So where does Hula Burger rank then?
I guess 10.
You guess 10. All right, last one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Mick Africa.
Yeah, that sounds pretty failure. This is not going to be
Mick
good.
Africa is, I want you to imagine a Big Mac, but in between 2 pieces of pita bread.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You guys say that's number 1?
Yep.
All right, here's the results. You ready? Number 10. Number 10 was the Mick DLT. You had that at number 2.
Uh-huh.
Number 9 was the 1/3 pound burger A&W. I mean, you had that at 8, close enough. Number 8 was the Wendy's sliders. You had that at 4. Number 7 was the Fish McBites from McDonald's. You had that at 5. The only one that you got right was the Big Catch meal from Long John Silver's, 6.
Neat.
Number 5 was the Arch Deluxe at McDonald's. You had number 3. Number 4 was the Halloween Whopper. You had that number 7. That was number 4. Number 3 was the Hula Burger. You had that at 10. Mick Africa, you had at 1. It was 2. And the Satis Fries from Burger King, you had at 9. It was the worst.
Yeah, I'm calling shenanigans. This whole game is a sham. You made me stick to a number the whole time.
I didn't make you do anything. I asked a question, and you answered. You cannot be mad at me. Be mad at your own choices.
Okay, well, I'm picking a game next time, and I'm going to make up the rules to where you just choose wrong.